Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Fixing It Up with Sandra. And in case you're new here, I'm Sandra. So everybody has been loving these wreath tutorials that I'm doing that I just get so excited about showing you different ways that you can create a beautiful wreath with different things. It doesn't always have to be a deco mesh wreath. And that's what we're gonna do again today. Last week I did a floral wreath, but I did it for Easter. Now I understand that everyone celebrates Easter, so I wanted to do a spring wreath today that was just fun, springy, and of course, what I'm using here for this wreath, you can totally change out. I just want to kind of give you an idea of how to make this style of a wreath, or in case you do have some of these items, you can go ahead and just recreate this on your own with your own flair. Today, we are still going to be using and thank you to my YouTube, so I think they're all subscribers, but watchers and people who comment, because I now know the official name for this. It is a grapevine wreath. So instead of calling it a twiggy, branchy wreath, it is in fact a grapevine wreath. So if you're looking for this and you're looking for it online, or if you're going to walk into Michael's or something, you don't have to say, you know, that twig wreath that Sandra was talking about. It was a grapevine wreath frame that you're looking for. So this one's a little different. This is a more sturdier, solid one. I love it. I wish I knew how to make these wreaths someday. But this is what we're going to be using. And of course, like I said, today is not going to be an Easter wreath. We are going to do something fun. All of them are fun. But I saw this, and I know it's backwards, but I saw this at Michael's, and I was like, oh, goodness gracious me. Okay, so we're going to put this on here, and to add to it, I got some more inspiration when I was at Walmart, and I saw these little peaches. How cute. They are going to go on our frame with a set of flowers that I picked up at Michael's. And this all was like in a bunch together. Like I didn't have to pick this bouquet out. It was like this. And I was like, peach flowers, love it. This entire bunch is going to go on here. So with the other wreath frame, I did a little bit of greenery. The only greenery that I'm going to do is with this. This is going to be more of like a spring flower, peachy kind of a wreath, and it says welcome spring. So that's what we're going to do. And today we are going to add ribbon. I want to use my Bowdabra because I know a couple of you guys grabbed one. So I want to use the Bowdabra again to show you how that works. And I did a wreath, a wine barrel ring wreath, say that fast 3 times, with this ribbon right here, which I love. And it doesn't have peach, but it's got pink and like a deeper pink. And it says just peachy, but this is not peach. But I'm going to use this, and we're going to use a green striped ribbon and this one. So this one is a little green. I know it's kind of hard to see. And then this one is just like your beige and white. I got all 3 of these on sale at Michael's. Again, if you have different kind of ribbon or whatever you want to use, like a burlap ribbon, whatever it is, just know that any ribbon will work. Just use the same process if you want. So I'm going to go with 3. You don't have to go with 3. I just saw those and I was like, that's going to be on the wreath. So I'm going to bring the camera down so you guys can see what I'm doing. Just to give you guys kind of an idea, this whole bunch, Michael's has a screaming sale going on. It was 20 bucks. I got it for 10. I don't know if they're still having it or not, but if they are, their florals are actually really cheap. And the fact that they have the whole store at 50% off, for the most part, I would say 90% of the things were on sale. I don't know how, and I'm a Michael's shopper, but I can't remember the last time that they did so many things 50% off. So I totally took advantage of the sale when it came to flowers. So you'll be seeing a lot of flowers, and it's spring anyway. So you'll start seeing a lot of flowers in a lot of the wreaths, even when I do a deco mesh wreath, which will probably be next. But okay, let me bring the camera down and you guys can see what I am doing. All right, so here are all of my items. I've got them scattered across the table. Again, you will need a glue gun. I do have my Roby right here, which is so stinking hot. I've had some great advice on how to protect my little delicate fingers from being burned. Thank you so much. I will definitely be taking your advice into action. And I have my little tiny one right here that I just love to death. So that one's right here. And what I'm going to do first, normally I kind of save it for the last thing on when I put my wreath together. But today, you know what? I am going to start by putting this on to my wreath frame first. And then I'm going to build my flowers and everything else around it. I want it to kind of sit right here. It could go in the center, but because that means I would have to drill holes into this, you know, I could, but just for today's video, I'm just going to go ahead and adhere it down here. And I'm going to do it like that. And I'm just going to glue these two corners with, I'm waiting for this. Oh, it's pretty heated. So I'm just going to glue it down like that and say a prayer. But for the most part, it should stick. Again, I can always end up putting wire on here. Now, let me see if I want it on the inside. So, I don't know. The inside's good. And this is, I want you guys to see, this is how I make a wreath. I don't always have it like 100% figured out. I've said before, I kind of go by the seat of my pants. So that's where I'm going to put it. Okay. So I kind of got where I'm going to go. And if you're like, I'm not doing that first, I want to first build and then see where I want to put my, my sign, feel free to do so. You can also use, like, if a really good glue as well is E6000. However, it takes time for that one to dry, but that is also a really good, I'm gonna add just a little bit. It's a really good glue. Now I'm gonna do gravity, turn that around. It's a really good glue, and maybe if I have some, maybe I'll probably go around the edges once this whole wreath is complete. Let that do its thing right there. So I'm gonna let, it's taking a minute to, this glue gun takes a little bit longer, or this glue from this glue gun takes a little bit longer to dry and, you know, harden and whatnot, but that's okay. I love its staying power. So we're just gonna do this. All right. And if you are one that's looking for this kind of a frame and you're not finding one, or if they are too expensive, I think this one was something, again, that I found at the yard sale. The Dollar Tree has this style of a frame. They have it in like the whitewash, and they have it, I know they have the other style too, because I have both of them, but I haven't seen this one there lately. Even for a smaller wreath frame, basically you can do the same thing that I'm doing here today. You can do it with flowers from the Dollar Tree. They work just as perfect. And what's cool is that sometimes the Dollar Tree does carry the fake fruit. I did grab some lemon and some lime from there not too long ago, which I can't wait to do. All right, let's see. Wait to do a wreath with that. I'm still like, I don't even know what I would do with this, but I had to have it. So I'm just waiting, just a little bit more. Gonna tuck some more glue in there just to make sure that it's really on there. And then of course, once it's finished, I will go over and really just get glue into all the little crevices. Now this is a really easy wreath to do. So if you're wanting something very simple, but you're just like, you know what, I just don't want to mess with the deco mesh, no worries. This is a great fun wreath where you can still add all of these really cute little things to it. I did have somebody ask, are you going to be doing a wreath with butterflies and birds? And the answer is 100% yes. I absolutely love butterflies. And so there will be butterflies here. And again, I know that the dollar store has butterflies because I have recently purchased some from there. And in case you're wondering what I'm doing, I like to lay my flowers out or whatever I'm going to do. Even when I'm working with a deco mesh wreath, I like to lay everything out just to kind of get an idea of what I'm wanting. And I always say, I've said it time and time before, do the measure twice, cut once. And it doesn't always end up looking exactly the way I have it laid out here when I go to, actually glue it in. But if you're like, oh my God, I love it exactly the way I have it, I recommend you take a picture, because when you pull this all off and then go to redo it, to actually glue it down, it's easy to forget exactly how you have it laid out. So this is just to kind of give me the general idea where I want my flowers. And I leave a little bit of the stem on like that, so I can kind of tuck it into the twigs, get a little glue on it, and then you just kind of tuck it in so you can hide it. You're not going to be able to see too much of the stem to begin with, because all of the greenery and the flowers, they're gonna hide the stems. But I'm gonna really pack this one full. I want to work with my bigger flowers first. So I have 4 of the peach ones. Those are the ones that I kind of want to get on here first, so I can just see where they're gonna go. Never mind, we're gonna change that one out right there. And then now I will start to fill it in with the littler flowers. That seems the best way to go. Start with the big ones and then, go to the littler ones and so on and so forth. Like that. And then we're just gonna go around with some more smaller ones. This was a great bunch because sometimes I'm like, I don't know what flowers go with what. Like, how do you make it look good? And I like when I can find a big bunch of flowers like this, because they have basically taken the hard work out of it for me. Because now I'm like, oh, okay, that's how this is gonna go. All right. And like this. And just do it however you want. There doesn't have to be any specific pattern or anything like that. Oh, I'm just kicking things left and right. All right, so I got the general idea of what I want on here and how I want it. So I think we can start gluing down now. All right, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna kind of move these little ones out of the way, and I'm just gonna work with my big flowers because that's my main concern. I don't want to move these too much. So, all right, so right there. All right, now it's time to start gluing. I was thinking about cutting this one shorter. Try to tuck that in there, let it hold. Now, I know I've said this in my other wreath videos, and I'm just gonna keep saying it time and time again. I know a lot of you guys are beginners that are watching these tutorials, and you guys are really, unsure if you're able to sell your wreaths or that you wanna start a business. Do it. I encourage you, do if you are someone who is like, I really would love to start a wreath business, I just don't know how, where do I go from here? You know what? Just start. I mean, and when I say that, I mean, just start making wreaths, you know, have fun with it. Even though like you're wanting it to be a business, I know for me in the beginning, I put a lot of pressure on myself because I was like, you know, I want this to be a business, so my wreaths have to be perfect. And it made it not fun and I'm not saying not at all not fun. It took a little bit of the fun out of it. So I learned to just first, you know, when you go to make a wreath, don't think of it as, okay, this wreath has to come out perfect because this is for my business. Go into it and just have fun. Have fun, let the creativity flow, just, you know, just be in the moment. And you know what? You're actually going to come out with a much, much better wreath if you let that happen without the stress. You're going to end up letting your imagination go and letting just everything that you want it to be is going to come through on the wreath. And definitely never doubt yourself. I know when you're a beginner, you're like, I don't know, you know, if it's worthy of selling. There are so many different styles of wreaths. There's no such thing as a perfect wreath. And if there is one, heck if I know. I don't even consider my own wreaths perfect. I'm like, I just see something and I'm like, let's have fun. And you know what? I'm going to throw it up on social media if I'm wanting to sell it, put it in my store and say, this is what it is. And people come all the time and they're like oohing and awing. And then sometimes I never sell the wreath. I hold on to the same stinking wreath that I'm trying to sell for at least a couple of years. But you know what? It's not a bother because, you know, and I get it, we are spending our money on this. We do want to make this into a business. But just be proud of the fact that you even are trying to take that step forward, because there are so many people that never do that first step. So I just encourage you, get to creating. Don't put all the stress and pressure on yourself and just have fun. And then as you start to learn and have fun with it, then go into the business side of it. But first, you just have to love what you're doing before you can say this is a business. Like you really do, because then you're going to have those burnouts if you don't. And all that stuff. And I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Because like I said, I hear, you know, I see a lot of people, they're like, I want to start a wreath business, but you know, you guys are getting frustrated before you even start the business with just making the wreaths. And I'm like, that's no way to go. Like, first, love and have fun with what you're doing. And that's just my little bit of inspiration for you guys right now, because, you know, I know we can be so hard on ourselves. But crafting is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be really fun. And you don't always have to have it figured out, because like right now I'm just kind of like, no joke, I'm winging this. There's no plan for this wreath other than flowers and peaches. So, okay, this is what I've done so far. I just want to show you. I'm trying to get the camera angle. I have my bigger flowers on here first, because this is where I want to start. So now I can start filling it in with the little flowers on here, which doesn't take long. And as you can see, my sign is adhered to the grapevine wreath frame pretty well. Doesn't move. I'm still going to flip it back over and make sure that it's really on here good. But we're going to continue with some more little flowers. And yes, if you wanted to add cute little butterflies or bees or whatever, definitely add that to this, because it is a spring wreath. So that's spring. So let's see, kind of tuck this in here. I don't want to really get in the way of my, well, that's not going to fit there. Never mind. It's going to go in here somewhere. Let's try to, I'm trying to tuck all of my stems, if possible, into the vines. So that's what I'm trying to do. But it doesn't always work out like that. And cut these as small as you want. You know, if you have a smaller wreath frame, so it can go into that, which I think is probably what I need to do, is not have my stems as long. And so I'm going to do that right now. There's a nice little wire cutter on that thing. So, all right, let's start working around the base. And then we're going to add our cute little peaches. So even if some of the green stems show, we can always end up covering them up with the peaches, which are going to be super cute. And I'm going to leave a little spot here at the top for my ribbon because I want it to dangle down a little bit. But I'm just kind of trying to round these a little bit. That was hot. Okay. And this is a very fast wreath when you're working with something like this. When you're doing just like the grapevine style wreath, I think that this is one of the funner wreaths, just because it gets done so quickly, and I love that. So, and it's looking super cute. Now you don't have to use as much floral as I am. Like I said, I just loved the bunch of flowers that this came in, so I'm kind of wanting to use it all. But you do not have to use as much or as little as you want. And I think I have one more piece left. And maybe I'll tuck that little cutie right in there and trim this. And we're almost ready to start our bow. Or actually, I'm sorry, we're going to add our peaches on and then we're going to start the bow. And hopefully I will inspire you guys to create something very similar. If not, the same. All right. I'm going to give that one just a second to dry on here. And then I'm going to lift this up so you guys can see what we've got. Oh my goodness. So it's different when I see it like in the camera. I love it. Oh my gosh. Super cute. So this is where as you can see, I left a little gap right here because that's where I want the bow to go. I didn't really want to put any flowers right there because I didn't want the bow to cover it up. So I'm pretty happy with how it looks. And now we're just going to lay this back down. Now this came with 3 little peaches and then 3 larger peaches. So I'm going to use all of them. And again, I got these at Walmart. And I kind of want them to be where you can see them. Like kind of, I don't want them to be tucked under the flowers is what I was trying to say. Of course, we want them to be shown. I've got all the little strings from the glue. All right. Do another one. Kind of right here. And this is what I'm talking about. Like it covers, I'm able to cover some of the green stems that were showing with these little peaches. And had it not been for Walmart's peach wreath that I thought was cute, but I'm like, man, they didn't put any love into this. And so I'm like, I'm going to recreate one. So That's what we're doing right here. I would never have even thought to do a wreath with these peaches, but it was such a cute one that I was like, okay, sold. But, all right, I just want to kind of tip it up a little bit. How cute is that? All right. Before I get glue on there and not know where I'm going with it. Man, I haven't done wreaths like this in a long time, and all of a sudden I just, like, I'm obsessed with this style of wreath. It is so stinking cute and so easy. And these make, if you're just like, I just want to keep making them, sell them or give them as gifts. I mean, you cannot go wrong with a wreath like this at all. Even if the only thing that you do is just put a bunch of flowers around the grapevine wreath, it's just so cute. I'm just in love. And if you guys are making wreaths like this, I had a couple of people, they were like, well, how can I send you a picture of my wreath? Because I really, truly do want to see what you guys are creating, because I think that's not only is like showing you guys like how to make these really fun and simple wreaths, but like, you know, I want to see what you guys are creating. And I'm, you know, I said this before too, like, inspire me, like give me ideas. You know, I really would love to see what you guys are able to create. You know, it just is something that means the world to me that you guys are able to take my video and then recreate something on your own. So you guys can send me photos on my Instagram or my Facebook, Fixing It Up with Sandra. I would love to see them. If it's on Instagram, it is Sandra, Sandra _ Campos 79. All right. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Super stinking cute. All right. Now, the time that everybody has been waiting for. Bowdabra. Let me get this out of the way. Okay. I have, for those who don't know, I have this little gadget called a Bowdabra. All right. There are other things that are like this that are not called a Bowdabra, which I believe would work just as fine. I happen to have seen this thing and I was like, I need to have it in my life. So what it does is it helps you make a bow. It takes all of the frustration out of bow making. So what it does, it opens this way and it opens this way. Okay. What you're going to do is you're going to get some wire. You can do a pipe cleaner. You can do string, whatever it is that you want to use to secure your bow with, use. So what you do is you fold it in half. Okay, that's what I've got. I folded my wire in half. What I'm going to do is take this opening right here. I'm going to take my wire. I'm going to place it in there. I know sorry, you guys can't see. Place it in there like this. So it's right there. And then we're going to tuck one side underneath like that. Bam. Take another side and tuck it under like that. That's what we're going to do. All right, let me see if there we go. Okay, so now it's on our Bowdabra, tucked under, okay? Just push that aside. Now, here's what I want to do. I want to use 3 different ribbons. Again, you do not have to use 3 different ribbons. This is preference only, but same concept, okay? I'm going to have my wider ribbon as the bottom ribbon because I want it to be these 2 at the bottom. Like I want this one to be the very, very bottom, which is the green stripe. Then I want my colored one, and then I want my thinnest one on top. And I'll show you how I'm going to do this. I'm going to grab a good pair of scissors. And I'm going to first measure how big and how I want my bow. Like how long do I want my tails to hang, whatnot. So I'm gonna take my wreath, okay? I'm like, okay, I think I want it, I don't want it too long because again, I don't want it to cover my sign. So I want it to, I'm gonna say right about, okay, right about there. Which is, just for those who are gonna wanna know, is my tail is gonna be 9.5 inches. So this is gonna be my tail. So I'm gonna fold it in half right here and then cut right here. Okay, now I'm gonna make it fancy. So I have my 2 ends right here. I'm gonna make it fancy, fold this in half, start in the center, and you're gonna cut out towards the edge, okay? And then you get these fancy little ends like that, okay? Now, what you do is you take your whole thing, where the center was, you're gonna pinch like this, and you're gonna take the opposite, you're gonna take this side, because remember, we have our wire down there, so we're gonna take it this side. And you're gonna take your bow, your tail, put it down there. That's it. Now, if you have ribbon, and some ribbon is only one-sided, like it's not printed on both sides, like it'll have the print on one side and then blank on the other, make sure your printed side is up, okay? So that is my tail. Now, how big do I want my loops? So I probably want my loops to be maybe that big, okay? So that's how big I want one of my loops, okay? So I need to have 2 loops. So I'm just folding this and folding it. Okay, so let's make sure, like I said, I like to measure twice, cut once, because ribbon is expensive, so I don't wanna, I'm just gonna, okay, that works. Okay, so this is gonna be my bow. So, and make sure, so this is gonna be my bow. This is what I want. But make sure that you have enough underneath to hold, because remember, you wanna have enough tucked under so that when the wire holds it, you don't wanna measure it just perfect. Have a little bit of a give. So when we adhere it together, you have this piece right here. Does that make sense? I'll show you. Okay, so I wanna do like right there. Yeah, making sure, again, that, give it a little bit of a give. All right, so now I'm gonna fold it in half, make sure it overlaps, okay? And you're gonna, like this. Okay, again, make sure it's overlapping, find the center and tuck it down in here. Now, I wanna make sure that both sides are even. I'm gonna hold it up. Look at that, not even. So let me readjust. Okay. That's my center. Do a little bit over. Do a little bit over. Fold it in half. There's my center. Okay. Now it's gonna go in here. So much for a small bow, huh? I thought I wanted it smaller. This is why you can still be years into this and still not have it all figured out. So, which is totally okay. That's the size I want. Okay, there we go. I know I'm making this look way more difficult than it actually is. So please forgive me on this one. The second bow will not be as tedious as this, I promise. All right. Okay, make sure the sides match. Boop, boop. There we go. All right, now we're gonna do multiple colors. So remember, I'm gonna do this side And I probably should have pulled my measuring mat out. All right. There we go. I'm gonna fold it in half because remember, we want fancy tails. Like this. Find the center, pinch, add in. This is how we can do multiple colors or multiple patterns on our, for a bow. And as you can see, this is what's so awesome about the Bowdabra. You don't have to sit here and try to hold this fabric while you're creating bows. All right, there we go. And we're gonna cut. Okay, there we go. Overlap, overlap, perfect. Gonna pinch, put in here. I'm gonna measure it up, make sure that, there we go. Make sure it's even. There we go. Make sure it's overlapping, that there is still a little bit of, there we go, of, so I can, underneath so I can tuck the wire. All right, and then our last one. All right, I'm gonna measure about this length, okay. Fold this in half, fancy cut. Fold this in half again, fancy cut. Find the middle. There we go. Pinch, center. All right. All right, let's just see. Okay, perfect. And I think we're gonna do double of this one, meaning we're gonna have, so we're gonna do double of that one just to make sure that I get the exact same bow. So cute, I'm so excited. Okay, put that little one back in. And you could keep on going. If you want to add multiple fabrics or ribbons, do different textures, mix and match, get super creative with this. Okay, there we go. So this is how our Bowdabra looks, okay? So it's got the different patterns. I've added 2 of these, 1 of each. I kind of made it big, small, smaller, or smallest. So now here's what we do. This is how you're gonna get your bow out and have it look fabulous. You're going to, let me just, okay. So you're gonna pick up, bring your wire out from underneath here. So you've got one side with the hoop like this, and then you've got 2 ends right here. So you're going to, as you bring this up, this is where you're gonna start to bring this up. See the fabric start to rise up. And then you're gonna take these 2 pieces and you're gonna put it through your other side of, you're gonna put it through that loop, you know, because we're about to secure it. So as it's coming up, kind of hold on to it, like what I'm doing right here, and with one hand slowly pull up while you're holding it, holding your entire bow right here, without it coming apart. This is really thick wire that I've got right here. All right, there we go. And then just kind of bring it around to the back. All right, perfect. I'm gonna make sure that everything is still straight up here. All right, just get this really tight. Then I'm gonna separate the 2 wires like this and pull as hard as I can to really get this tight. Wrap one side around this way. Wrap one side around this way, okay? And then twist to secure. All right, there we go. Now, yes, you can see this, but once we start fluffing, it's gonna look different. So we're gonna start the fluffing. And this is where you can twist your ribbons as long as you have this, you know, the ribbon secured in that wire. So this is what we got. So start fluffing and making it pretty. You got this. And I can hear my little nugget. And all right, now we got the big pieces. Hold on. It's a little difficult right this second, but we're gonna get it all. All right. I think my green bows are just a little too big, but that is okay. All right. Now I know it doesn't, oh, it'll look even better once it's on. And this is where I always start to judge. I'm like, oh my God, does my bow look good? Does it look cute? This is where I always have self-doubt. But once I get it onto my wreath, then I'm like, oh yeah, it's cute. So there we go. There's our bow. And now we're going to attach it to here. So I'm gonna look, okay, see where I got it. And put it right on here, like this. All right. Okay, let me bring the camera up just a bit so I can show you what I have. Oh, there's a pokey thing. Okay, so there you go. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now I'm really liking the bow. At first I was like, oh, I don't know. But yes. Oh my goodness. I always get excited. And this is the thing. Even when you have a little bit of doubt, anybody, get excited about what you just created because I am loving that. Now, ta-da. So I just want to show you guys. Yes, you can still, you know, the bow making was just a little like difficult for a moment there, but it was still fun. And I just want to show you, I don't care how long you've been making wreaths, that can still happen. I still, like I said, I don't know everything. And even to this day, when I'm making something, I'm always like, oh my gosh, but have fun with it. Cause now look what I got. So cute. How cute is that? Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I'm going to bring you guys around and do a overview so you guys can see. All right, guys, here she is. Look at that bow. Oh my goodness. So cute. And then look at those cute little peaches kind of tucked away onto the wreath. Oh my goodness, the grapevine. Love it, love it. I'm excited. All right, guys, so that was today's wreath with a bow and a little bit of difficulty, but still, I'm so excited about how it came out. I love it. So I'm super happy. I always want to thank you guys for watching, and I just want to continue to inspire you guys to make these wreaths. Be confident in what you're creating because nobody can create anything like you. So whether you want to start a business, whether you're like, I don't know if my friend's gonna like it, or I don't like it, again, only you can make the kind of wreath that you do. I know some people are, would try to recreate this, but it might be it's gonna be different. But just know that your craft is special. You feel confident in knowing that, it is worth something. There is value into what you create, no matter what. But yeah, hopefully you guys will recreate something similar to this, and of course send me a picture. And as always, thank you so much for watching my channel. If you like the content that you're seeing, please subscribe to my channel just so I know that you want me to keep creating and keep showing you all the fun stuff that I have learned the hard way by making a lot of mistakes and all of that stuff. But yes, please subscribe to my channel. And if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, because that lets me know that you like that kind of content so I can keep creating that. And of course, hit that notification bell so every time I upload a video, you'll be notified that there's something new to learn. But other than that, I don't know. Oh, I do want to tell you that on YouTube, there is a posting page where I can just put I can post like an update, almost kind of like a social media like posting thing. A couple of you guys have been responding on theirs, which is awesome, so thank you. But just in case that all of you guys aren't aware, you guys can head on over there. I'm gonna start, showing you advanced projects like, hey, if you guys wanna run out and grab this, this is what I'm gonna be working on next. It'll be just a fun way for us to stay connected while you guys are following my page, and just to kind of see what's coming up next. So yeah, but other than that, thank you again for so much for watching, and I will see you guys again in my next video.